Hello footies, welcome along to Foot in Review, powered by footcoaching.com, bringing you leading analysis and opinion on all things Ultimate Team since 2019. We bring you 2 audio shows a week, available on all your leading podcast platforms, plus it's a fully produced video show now, which you can check out over on YouTube and Spotify. Now, if you can afford to support us a little bit extra, go that little extra mile, why not consider heading over to patreon.com/foot in review. You get a range of benefits, including joining our new loyalty program. You get Discord access as well as lots of other bits and pieces. Head over to Patreon for all the information on that. A big thank you to today's show sponsors, CarMoney. We'll have a little bit on them later in the show. But in the meantime, a big thank you to our Skybox holders over on Patreon, Amar, Artyom, and Peter. Hello footies, welcome back to your latest dose of FC24 Ultimate Team podcasting goodness. We are Foot in Review, powered by footcoaching.com. My name is Dan Wimby. I am joined by the main man, Shaq Attack. We have got so much to get into on today's show. We're going to keep going with our Bin the Points campaign. We're going to talk about the joys of evolutions. We're going to talk about why the transfer market is in flames right now. We're just going to run through all of the latest content. We've had a mini release. We've had a 100 card pack released as an SBC. The Icon Roulette is back, and so much more. Shaq, my good friend, how are you?
I'm great, Wimby. How are you?
Yeah, I'm not so bad, thank you. I'm running on very little sleep, thanks to little people in my house deciding that they don't want to go to sleep. But apart from that, I am well. For those of you who do not know, myself and Shaq also do a market show for our Patreon supporters over at patreon.com/foot in review, where we kind of do some market analysis. We record sort of every couple of weeks. And Shaq, the question I always start those shows with is the market going up? Is it down? Or is it stable? And we're going to bring it into this show because it's very pertinent to this one. How is the market right now?
It's a dumpster, cluster, whatever. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. It's exactly how I wouldn't say expected it to go down this quickly, but it's just been going down since Friday. Since we recorded, it's just been going downhill. And every single time I think this is the low point and it'll rise up. Literally, it feels like no one is playing this game at this point in time. That's how it feels like. I'm not saying people are not playing. People are playing, but no one wants to buy any cards off the market.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit ghost townish. Now, it's very hard to judge how many players are actively playing the game at any one time. However, one of the metrics that I always use, Shaq, is I look at the number of active transfer auctions that are going on, because it gives a rough, I mean, of course, everyone can sell 100 cards, or some people can sell technically more. But if you say that everybody was selling 100 cards, for example, there's about 4.5 million active auctions going on at the moment?
That's correct, and it's going at 37% of its maximum that it's recorded in EAFC24, which shows that there's something not connecting well at this point in time.
So the market is down. So yeah, there were over 12 million auctions at the highest point of this game cycle so far, and it's already down below 5 million as we sit here and record this on about 10:45 on Tuesday morning. So not looking good. As you said, cards are just, they're going down so quickly. I feel sorry for anybody who's had money invested in any of these cards. I was watching Nate the Foot Accountant's video the other day, and he was just pointing out that people just don't want to buy cards at the moment. They don't want to buy it. There's no confidence in this market. Evolutions have given people another avenue to go down. And of course, there's outside competition popping up. Fortnite OG is out. We can't ignore that. We saw the absolute carnage it wreaked on FIFA 18. And it looks to certainly have captured the imagination. Now we've got Modern Warfare 3's campaign is out. The multiplayer is going to be out soon as well. It's not a great time if you're EA. They really need to be stepping up their game. And I don't think so far they're doing it.
Absolutely not. I mean, one of the examples I can pick out is, for example, Weekend League started and we have someone that wanted to try a Marcus Rashford card. I know he was out of packs just around when Weekend League started. Someone bought a Rashford card for 185k. Today, 3 days later, that same card is worth 115k. It's just, things are just dropped off. And this is why people don't want to buy any cards. And I think a lot of people have literally left the game for a short period of time just to try something new. I think, like you said, Fortnite OG is definitely doing well. And Modern Warfare is something that I'm excited about as well. And I'm not really an avid gamer. I play a couple of games, but not all the time, not as much as you for sure. So yeah, I'm interested in playing Call of Duty as well. So there's a lot of people like like me, I think that just want to try something else for a little while. This is kind of like a lull for FIFA as well, because there's not much happening apart from the few things that happen with Evos, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there's not a lot of action. I think one of the factors that I've only just started to really think about, and one of the reasons why, you know, engagement might be down a little bit, and talking about a market point of view, is the absence of ones to watch, which I didn't think when they first said it wasn't coming back. I was like, oh, it doesn't matter. No one really cares what ones to watch. But then you think about the excitement that we used to get going into a weekend if you had a ones to watch card, and the amount of live cards in the game. The only live cards we've got at the moment are these Road to the Knockouts, which a lot of them have already got their +1, and the rest, and a lot of them are waiting for months. So there's not a lot of interest from week to week about getting them. But what EA have done, Shaq, and they continue to do, and this is why, as you heard on Friday's show with John, Ingvi, and Chris, hashtag bin the points, everybody. And if there was ever a reason why you should be bidding the points, Shaq, a 350,000 coin pack was released over the weekend. The weight on it, well, A, it was shocking, but B, Shaq, they actually properly messed this up and had to, our good old friend Compensation was back again.
I can't believe it. I firstly can't believe it. I think I saw one of the takes that we had. I saw it on X. It was more like, if people are opening these packs just to get compensated, I don't really know who's winning here, because you're spending £35 to go and open a pack just to get compensation. You're the fool at that point in time. And the thing is, the worst part, I think you and John Talking Foot discussed this in one of the episodes, was it's not even pay to win. If you were guaranteed some sort of return for spending £35 or £40, it's not possible. It's understandable. But these packs are horrendous. Clear case in point, I think every single one in the Discord's done the 100K, sorry, not the 100K, the 100 pack SPC today, the Centurions SPC. I didn't see a single promo card in any of them. I think you were the luckiest one, and by lucky, I put inverted quotes there. You got a Lewandowski. That was probably the best pull out of the whole lot, and the rest of the pulls were not even fodder, not even 83 rated. This is what I don't get. Where is the pack weight? I seriously, I'm at a point where I'm really wondering, the reason why the market's not feeling natural is no one's actually packing anything. It's just people, it's just cards are being put on the market. That's the only thing that can make any sense out of this.
I think EA are going to have to wake up to this, because I know a lot of people will just sit there saying, oh, you know, you're just whinging because you're not packing good cards. I've packed good cards this year, and I've got a great team. I've been very lucky. But I sit there and I will watch in the evening. I'll chill out. I'll watch a bit of Orzio. I'll watch a bit of Nick. My main two, I'll watch a bit of Nep, Haber sometimes, and I'll watch them open. And they put out these videos, these 10, 15-minute pack opening videos. Go back, and I for the next show, I might even do this. Go and watch them and say how many usable cards are people packing from these. Both the paid 350k mega pack and the one you just alluded to, the Centurions SBC that we had released yesterday, which was 40 golds, 35 silvers, and 20 bronze, or whatever, something like that. They're just not popping. And I don't understand what EA's goal here is, Shaq, because yes, there are people that are, unfortunately, there are people that are addicted to this game. There are also people that are very heavily invested in this game. And there's also, people that are not heavily invested in this game, but just have a lot of disposable income, so don't mind dropping money on packs. And look, everybody's free to do what they like. Obviously, if it's veering into dangerous territory, we very much advise anybody to go and seek help and speak to people. Don't get yourself into a position where you're getting into trouble financially or mentally. But that aside, you're free to do whatever you like. But I don't understand what EA's game plan is here, because I watch these and I'm like you said, Shaq, I'm not going to open that. It's awful. If I saw people opening these packs and they were getting like, oh my God, that guy's just got Mbappe. They've just got Centurions X, Y, and Z. Do you know what really speaks volume, Shaq? I don't know who the top players in this promo are, because I just don't see them.
Exactly. And within our Discord itself, we have a lot of people that actually post their pulls. How often do we see promo cards in those pulls? And I haven't seen a decent card in those pools, a promo card I'm talking, not a single one in, I think, from since the start of the game. The best pull we've had so far was probably Talking Foot with his Mbappe, and he deserves it. The amount of packs he's opened, he deserves it. But it's ridiculous. I don't understand the back weight this year. It just really boggles my mind.
Do you think this is deliberate, or because I actually am leaning towards this is an accident from EA? I think where they've added so many players into the pool, I think their algorithm for determining pack pools has been messed up. And I think this was the big worry, and we mentioned this on other shows. I think the player pool is just so big now that when EA program in your percentage chance of, okay, they might program in a percentage chance of, I don't know, 5% of an 84 plus. Last year, that would have given you much better chance of getting promo cards. But there's so many more 84 pluses now that almost accidentally EA have, caused it so that people just aren't pulling these cards.
I think we heard in one of our other podcasts that we is in our fraternity, NVFT, where they were talking about how in the first couple of, which is quite true. I felt this as well. The first couple of weeks when we had a major SPC that dropped, we all had enough fodder to go ahead and do those SPCs, and we were like, we're all cashed up on SPC fodder, and all of a sudden something switched. And since then, I don't think we're collecting fodder, even though we're getting packs. We're all getting 83 plus and 84 this and 100, but we're not collecting fodder. I opened 100-player pack today, and my best pull was Marquinhos, and that, which is not even a 90 rated card, it's an 87 rated card. That was my best pull. And nothing above 84 after that. Where are all the cards going? So I think you're quite right. I think they probably, by providing a lot of 84 plus and XYZ, all these packs, they had to drop down some of the weights, and it's skewed something. And this is why fodder is completely out of control.
Well, look, you can listen to this show live as we record this. If you are a member of our Discord, again, you get that through Patreon access. If you subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/foot in review. Carl's listening live. Quaders, he says, the amount of gold rare players has doubled, means it's way less guaranteed to get a special/promo card. And yeah, exactly. I just think I'm almost of the opinion, Shaq, that I don't think it's deliberate. I don't think EA have turned down the dial. I just think they've added all these players into the pool and they've not changed the dial at all, and that they actually need to readjust this because, like I say, I think there are people that are really keen on opening packs and won't think anything of dropping 10, 20, 30 quid weekly, daily. But there will come a point where somebody opens their fifth pack, and there was a thread on Reddit the other day of someone saying, thank you, EA, your pack weight is so abysmal that I've finally been able to leave this game. He basically said I was pretty much addicted to opening packs. But I looked at what I was actually getting this year, and the pack weight was so miserable. Now I don't do it. And I think that is something that will continue. I think, again, it's the whole, fool me once, shame on you, fool me twice, shame on me. People Correct. Will wake up at this point when, you say they want to do the Jude Bellingham SBC and they pay 350k for this gigantic pack. They sit there and haven't got anything. They're like, well, why did I spend that? You're not giving people that hit, that dopamine hit of hitting something good, getting a good card and making them want to go back in for a pack. So I think for their own good, they need to look at it. This is one of those effects that they won't see because at the moment, the sheer volume of these packs that they're releasing means that they'll be getting sell, ching, 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 ching. And they won't realize that actually along the way, people are going, well, that's the last one I buy. That's how I think it will go. I could be wrong. They will have people very much concerned and looking at these statistics because that's where they will be putting their money in this company into. It's not community engagement. They will be having the bean counters very much looking at how many packs are we selling. Look at it because they have all this data, don't they, Shaq? They can see who's buying packs when and user behavior. So they'll be crunching those numbers.
Absolutely. And I think you said something really profound that I didn't really think of, and that is so true, is we don't even, me, and I don't know who's in packs anymore because I never see them anywhere unless I specifically go to Footbin and look out for the promo team and understand who's in packs because you never see them anywhere. You don't see them on Twitter. You don't see them on Discord. You don't see them on YouTube videos. So you just fall off the radar. For example, I just realized that there's a Korea card, which is true. I completely forgot about that card. Yeah, there's a Korea card, which is amazing, but not seen him anywhere. Not even seen him in the team. So who has these magical careers?
I've not seen Musiala. I've not seen Bonmati. I've not seen a KDB. I've not seen Chiesa. And as we'll get into, I played a lot of FIFA last night for reasons that were quite unfortunate in the end. We'll save that for when we need to get a bit of more amusing topic in. But look, and that is, again, this is why with the hashtag bin the points campaign, and we're pushing it as hard as we can. We are not against people spending their money where they want to, and if they are coming back from the game time away and they want that boost and they want to spend their, if you want to spend your coins there, please go ahead, although it doesn't make great sense. But the more people engage with these packs and the more people open them, the more EA will be encouraged and will continue to go down this road. So it's pretty much the only leverage we have as a community, because look, we love playing football games and EA provide us a football game. You can love or hate the gameplay, but you pay your 80 or 70 pounds, whatever. And that's great. You don't have to spend those points. And it's spending those points that make EA focus less on getting you to buy the game and more on getting you to buy the pack. So just think twice before you do it. I said, that is what will change the strategy. That's the only thing. Two things are going to change the strategy. One, if there's competition that's driving users away, or two, they're seeing a decrease in sales of either the game or their packs. So that's why we're saying bin the points, to make them wake up and deliver us better content. But let's talk about something positive, because one of the reasons, Shaq, that the market is crashing, we touched on it earlier, is evolutions. And credit to EA, because they've pumped out a load of evolutions over the past couple of weeks. They are really, really fun. I've had an absolute... I never thought I'd be so engaged playing loads of squad battles, but evoing up all my silver and bronze Reading players has actually been really fun. And I'm now genuinely excited every day, hoping there's a new evolution so I can get either a player boosted up or into the realms of usability. How are you finding Evos, and what do you kind of make of the whole thing so far?
Look, I 100% respect what you guys are doing. Some of the guys in the Discord are actually evolving teams that they have a fascination towards. I love what you're doing with the Reading players. I think Nick28D on YouTube, he's a Leeds fan and he constantly evolves just Leeds players, and he's very passionate about them, and it's good fun content which is very different. It's no fun of everyone just evolving meta players. So I have enjoyed the evolution, but unfortunately the club that I support is literally in the rubbish bin, so it's really hard for me to think about. It's really hard for me to think about evolving my own players. The other thing, there's one, look, I love the concept of evolution. I really do. But one of the things that really got me off from the start was these cards, some of them, the ones, for example, all the popular ones. Unfortunately, I support Man United for all my sins. I wanted to get a Kobe Manu at the start of the game and thought, if I had got that card, if I had access to that card initially, I probably would have gone down that road. But that card was extinct for maybe the first 10 days of FIFA. EAFC rather, first 10 days. And that cycle has repeated itself over and over again for popular cards. And it's starting to bug me a little bit. For example, yesterday, I know, shock horror, I decided to do Guardiola Hidden Secret. He's apparently really good in game. It took me 25 minutes to snipe one Guardiola. 25 minutes of my day to try and snipe a 10k coin card. Why? Why do I have to do that? I'm considering Depay. I might have to spend another 45 minutes trying to snipe him. I know I can go down the other route, but I just want access to these cards so I can get on with it, get on with playing these games. That's the part I think somehow if there's a way for them to fix those and just up the price ranges to 50k or 100k, whatever it is. I'm looking at the popular evolution players right now on Footbin. The first 5 are all extinct, completely extinct. And that's just, it's not workable. But having said that, positive side, I think it's a brilliant concept. I really think it's a fun concept. I think it's Level Up last year was a really good example, or like a test environment, like a sandpit for us, for EA to see what the community will do, and the community is lapping it up, and it's fabulous. And one of the things Nate the Foot Accountant keeps saying on his channel, which I love, is that if the market is crashing because of W content, no problem, and I'm completely with that. If it's because of these evolutions, no problem. Point taken. We love it. No worries. Do that.
Yeah, the price points of some of these evolutions are disappointing. I understand why, because obviously with things we've seen, like with the Lorente card, for example, if you gave that card to everybody for free or for the 10k that it costs to buy him or snipe him, people's teams might get too OP too early. This does make you think, is this a player we want to invest in? But for me, like, I'd love to put that Centurions box-to-box midfielder on Charlie Savage or Ovi Ajaria. And as much as I love evolving my Reading team, I don't want to spend, because even spending that money doesn't get them up to usable. And it's also the other slight problem with the evolutions that we're finding is that certain players are being ruled out on like really small things like they're +1 on physicality or something like that over. I've got a 77 rated Tom Holmes who's got 73 pace, and I can't put him into this Centurions centre back because his physicality is too high. And I'm like, it needs a little bit of refinement, I think. But overall, I loved it, and it's, as I said, it's made playing squad battles and friendlies. And actually, I've old Sam Smith. Starts, I think, is a 66 or 67 rated silver card. 3-star, 2-star. I think he's got like one trait. And I was evolving him yesterday. Anyway, I got to my point where I'd qualified in playoffs, and I thought I'll throw him in because I put him into the next upgrade, next Evo. And actually, it wasn't too bad. And I thought, I might actually play him. I might even take the hit on winning some games because it's just fun. I think Nep is making the point because he's been fully evolving his Arsenal team as well. It just makes you care that little bit less about results because you're having fun on the journey.
Yeah, that is very, very, very important. I think I like your point. I think if they just tweaked under 80, all requirements, all bets are off. You can choose any card under max 80 rated. Any card is completely fine. Beautiful. People like you, Nep, they can choose any card they like.
The even easier way of doing it, Shaq, is just cap the boosts. If you're worried about a card getting too good with like physicality, for example, say like in this example, I think Tom Holmes at the moment has like 87 physicality, and I think the requirement was something like max 85 at the moment. We'll just say caps up to a max 90 physicality.
That's it, yeah.
And that way they can get the boosts in the other areas and not get too OP. If you don't want like 99 paced players and 99 passing players, understandable, completely fine. Just do it that way. So, but this is very new. This is the first time they've done it, so I do expect them to change things up. But look, lots to get into, including my embarrassing antics from last night. We are first going to hear a quick word from our sponsors. This show is sponsored by CarMoney, the car finance ninjas, fighting to make cars affordable and accessible for everyone, no matter your financial situation. Nikki, the car finance ninja here, compares the top car finance lenders in both the UK and Australia to get you the best possible price so you don't have to, and they can get you approved fast. All you need to do is choose your new car and drive away happy. Get in touch with one of their friendly ninjas and start your car finance journey today. Right, Shaq, we are back. We've hardly had even time to talk about the content in terms of SBCs and release. Of course, we had the mini release out over the weekend. Timo Werner looks pretty interesting. He's going for 120k. Thiago Jalo, always a popular centre-back, got good pace from Liga, and he's going for 75k. Otherwise, not a lot to talk about. Cuadrado is at discard at 11k, as is Vargas. Either Werner or Jalo interest you?
I think at a push, Jalo maybe, because I used him last year. He was pretty good, decent card. I think he'll be a really good card. If we could have evolved this card, it would be next level. But hey, it's a decent card. Werner, I used him at the start. I considered him for an evolution as well, and I don't have a German team. I don't have a Bundesliga team, so it's really hard for me to consider Werner. But his stats look good. He's always good in game. 94 pace. Shooting's a bit off, but hey, it'll do fine, just fine. The other cards, discard.
Yeah, discard. And again, we always say, and we saw this a very good example of this recently with Girassi, the Bundesliga striker.
Yeah, Girassi. Yeah.
His Trailblazer card, which was an 84, 3-star. No one thought anything of it. It was going at 10k. Suddenly became available for an evolution, and it shot up in price. So again, it's always worth picking up some of these cards, the lower rated promo cards. Now, I think the ones that go for discard, because say, for example, you buy Vargas at 11.5k, just have him in your club, maybe use him for the odd objective, but there might come a point where he's available for an evolution and becomes a really interesting prospect. Say, for example, if there was an evolution out for left midfielders, 83 rated max, and it gives you a bonus on weak foot or skill moves. suddenly that Vargas card from an 83 suddenly looks really good, and it might go up in price. If it doesn't and you don't need it, well, you just sell it for discard. You discard it, you automatically get those 10, 11,000 coins back. So you lose absolutely nothing. So a good little tip for those of you, and of course, if you want more trading tips like that, again, we do our Patreon trading show to support a tier and above, patreon.com/foot in review. The other content that's been released over the weekend, I mean, Oscar Trejo, he is eligible, Shaq, for the Centurions upgrade that would boost him from an 85 to an 87, Argentinian, playing for Rayo Vallecano in La Liga. But even with the upgrade, no, this one's not for me.
He looks interesting, though. If you pack this guy untradeable, he'd be worth evolving. I mean, just for fun, he'd be worth evolving.
Just do the SBC, you mean, sorry.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Oh,
yes.
He's not packable. My bad.
50K will cost you.
That's a bit steep, isn't it? It's a bit steep. This is how far removed I am from the current content. This was an SBC.
I missed it as well. The only pros are if you do put him through the evolution, which doesn't take you very long to do, and chuck a hunter on him. He's got good pace. He's got 99 agility, which is nice. 94 dribbling. But I mean, 3-star, 4-star. It's 3 play styles, tiki-taka, technical, and flair, which are all nice, but 76 pace, even with a hunter on it, it's not for me. It's just cams just in general are so hard to commit your coins to because they're so niche.
You need the technical playstyle plus to actually demand anything from a cam. Otherwise, it's just a 5-star, or anything like that. So, yeah, I see what you mean. It looks interesting, but when you dig in a little bit deeper, it's not beefy, it's not meaty. It's just 99 agility. That's pretty much, forget my excitement. I don't think it's a worthy card at all.
Yeah, Shaq is 100% out on that one. And the only other content we had, of course, the 87 Max icon refreshed. Much like the Hero, they did change the requirements. They've lowered it down. It now costs you about 100k, Shaq. This is one of those where if you have got a load of 84s and 85s, why not go for it? But we are already, 2 weeks since the original one came out. We're already at that point where the L's are starting to stack up more than the W's from it.
That's right. I can share my LLL that I had from the Hero Pack, which is why I was quite certain of packing something good from this icon pack. My Hero Pack L's, just to share my misery with everyone, it was Dempsey, Kanu, and then finally Captive EF. So that's okay for pack number 4. Well, this is why I was completely certain I was due some luck for the icon pack, and it didn't look very expensive. Did it, and I packed an SEN, which is decent, but the only trouble was I just had my evolution for CarMoney just completed like a few hours before that. So you win some, you lose some. It's all right.
My friend Steve managed to he re-rolled this and ended up with his second Gianfranco Zola. So I'm like, he's won the lottery, but he's won the lottery twice.
That's right. It stacks 100% the next time around.
Yeah, exactly. So good stuff. I mean, look, there are still some good players, and I know you're going to talk about Michael Essien later when we come to our player and review. Of course, player and review and formation review still to come, and the mailbag as well. I did the heroes this week. Who did I get? I got such terrible players. I don't even. I got Ollie. I got Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And somebody else so terrible, Muster Boy, maybe, or it could have been last week. I might do the icon one again. I think I'm just about coming up to a jumbo rare pack from 200 squad battle, so I might do it. But then we do have Mo Salah, player of the month, on the horizon. So I'm tempted just to say, you know what, I got Frank Rijkaard out of it first time round. He's in my defence. I was going to talk about him for player and review, but I'll pivot off from that, but I've really enjoyed him, so I think I might quit while I'm ahead on that one. So that about wraps up content. We do of course have the cup, but the cup is back as well. 4 games max a day, you know the deal. There's some XP involved, so you may as well give it a go. Particularly if you're in the lower divisions and not sweating it out with the real big guns. But I want to talk just very briefly about probably the biggest FIFA fail I've had in my career since returning to this game 3 years ago. I was playing last night, Kids in bed. Thought, great, I've got time to play. I'm going to play my playoff games. So I started playing, and it was sweaty. I went down 0-2. So I was like, great. Battled back to 2-2, then lost my fifth game. So I was 2-3. And I can't even remember what happened, Shaq, but I dropped my controller. And as I kind of like, you know, when you like scramble to pick it up as it's falling, I must have hit because I was on the like next game screen. I must have hit, I think it's like Y on my Xbox controller to end playoffs. So I must have hit Y, and in the scramble of picking it up, I then must have pressed A, and I ended my playoffs at 2-3. So I'm just literally sat there going, great, I've not qualified here. So it's like, great, I now have to go through rivals again. And I'd already got my 7 wins for the week. So it's like, great, I have to go through my rivals games again now in Div 4. I was sweating it out in Div 4 for about 2 hours to get my points back to qualify. Thankfully, they and we didn't mention in the content, they have released this objective to get you bonus qualification points through playing rivals games. So if you are struggling to get your champions points, that is a good way of doing so. There's some packs in there as well. So it was kind of fortuitous in a little bit of a way. But have you ever had a kind of fail moment like that you just sit there going, I can't believe that's just happened?
Oh, a bit of it. Like last week when I was playing qualifiers, I was 4 wins in, actually. I was on 19 points. And for some reason, I had a complete brain freeze, and I went to bed with 4 wins in, 19 points on the board, because I had the first 3 games were absolutely horrendous. I played against some demons with demon squads, lost all 3 of them. Anyway, and I was on 19 points. For some reason, I thought to myself, this is a good point to go to sleep. I went to bed, woke up the next day, had to go to work. The season refreshed. Oh, no. My wins, everything got refreshed, and I lost the whole lot. I didn't even get the packs. And that really pissed me off. It really annoyed me. I was really upset. I was like, there was something niggling in my head. Just a reminder to finish playoffs and get into weekend league. But I told myself, no, let me just leave it for tomorrow so I can practice a bit more. And lo and behold, that's what happened.
I also had the other main, and this is less of an accidental issue, more of a skill issue. But I was doing my evolutions grind on squad battles yesterday, and But by the way, the opponents in squad battles this year, all of the squads are stacked. They used to give you like 2 really soft opponents, 1 like quite hard opponent, and 1 rock hard opponent. These days, it's like 1 weakish squad and 3 like 32 chem, 86 plus squads. Anyway, I picked on one of those squads and thought, I'll go into this on professional level, which is what I usually do for the juiced up squads. And I lost a game of squad battles, and nothing pees me off more than losing a game of squad battles, because it wastes everybody's time. Everybody is a loser, especially me. So, respect the AI, folks.
It's hard. It's frustrating, especially when you lose that goal towards the end and you can't recover, and you're scrambling trying to score that last goal to at least equalize. It's just painful. Just painful.
It's so inconsistent as well, though, because like I said, I will take on like the difference between like an 85 rated squad on 31 chem and an 86 rated squad on 33 chem can sometimes be like huge. So it's really hard to judge it. And I also don't play with my main team in squad battles. I like to kind of, I rest them. I don't like to play like Eto. Eto doesn't play squad battles. That's the Reading boys' job to do it. So, and then I'm like, oh, I would have won this game easily if I had my main team. Anyway, silly things we do. So yeah, let us know if you've had embarrassing fail moments, dropping controllers, dog running away with your controller, kid tripping over the power lead, all of those kind of things. Let us know. Foot in review, foot coaching for all of our socials. Loads of great content going up, from gameplay tips, reviews, bits and pieces. So give us a follow on X, Insta, Snapchat. It's great to hear from all of you, and we'll start bringing those into the show as the weeks go on. And hopefully our followers numbers grow. Let's move on then to our 2 main features on a early week show. The early show from the week is Player in Review. And Shaq, I teased it earlier. I know you want to talk about Michael Essien.
I did pack the Michael Essien, like I said. I've used him for, I think, a good 8 to 10 games, which is not a huge sample size, but going off YouTube reviews, it's an eternity of gameplay. Look, It's a lovely card. Absolutely beautiful. I love his playstyle plus, which is a jockey. And he is just cream. He's beautiful. He's really nice to play with. And the only thing that I wish, just psychologically, that he had was a medium high, but he doesn't have a medium high. He's got a high high, which is okay with. But I think he does the Kante role better than a Kante, if that makes sense. But he doesn't feel like a Kante. He's got some sort of stock to him as well, and he's quite nimble. And yep, I love him so far. He's really good. If you're trying to use a card that you want to stay back and maybe play it out from the back a little bit, he's pretty good with handy with his passing as well. So yeah, I think overall, and scored a couple of goals with him as well. He's a decent card. He's a really, really, really fun card to play
If
with.
you didn't have him untradeable, would you spend 500,000 coins on him?
No, sadly, no. I would. That's a steep coinage, I think, to spend out. If he had something unique like a medium high work rate, probably yes. I think, given the option between him and a Makalele, I think I would choose a Makalele. I really would, because that medium high work rate, I think psychologically, just you have someone just sitting there, just mopping things up as things happen. Yeah, that's what I would do. But I mean, if you happen to back him, certainly give him a go. He's really usable. He's really fun.
Yeah, I've got the OG Kante in the Kante role. His inform, which I'm still really loving. His passing's a bit meh, but I still love that, and I think that card is what 100k or less.
80k.
Can't wait. 80. Oh, good lord. Should be surprised in this market. I'm going to talk about a Centurions card. I'm going to talk about Olga Carmona. I packed her from my weekend league rewards. Went same. I think I had the same record as you did, Shaq. I think we both went 11-8 or 11-7.
8.
Yeah, I think I can't remember. I got 11.
I was 8. Yeah,
and blocked it out. Got her from my rewards. She is eligible for that Centurions upgrade, and I'm really enjoying her at left back. I've been running Cal Henrique as my left back for since he came out in that dynamic duo. I think she is very well rounded. The only thing that lets her down is she doesn't have the whipped cross trait, which is nice if you are switching the play from fullback to fullback. Their passing is good enough so that those passes do make. They're just not quite as good as Enrique. She is quicker, just generally more nimble. She's got some good traits as well. In the final third as well, I think she's got finesse shot as well. So she does really come in handy for cutting in from that left-hand side as well. So definitely recommend. I do think you need to put her through that Centurions Evo. I did notice that the kind of weakness in general. If it was a straight up 84 versus 84, Enrique versus Carmona, I would take Enrique. But I think this 86 is better. She's now going to stay in my team. I've done Jude Bellingham's Player of the Month as well. Shaq, I know you've done the card as well. As a sort of a little bonus extra for player in review. For me, it's an absolute thumbs up. Really enjoying him. What about yourself?
Oh, excellent. I didn't do the SBC. I actually bought the Team of the Week over the weekend just to try him out. So my message was about the Team of the Week that I actually tried. And look, the SBC is better than the Team of the Week. The Team of the Week card was impeccable. Really. His class on grass. He was so good. So I can only imagine how good the Player of the Month was. Just going back to Carmona, one of the things I've noticed with female fullbacks, they are amazing with a lot of things. Apart from Rolfo, I think every single one of them, I think Rolfo and Karshawe are the only two ones that are, I don't know what it is about them. You can't really push them off the ball. But the rest of the female fullbacks, a little bit of bumping and shoving, and they seem to get off the ball a little bit. And I think I seem to bully my opponents in certain situations across the pitch. Is that something you found with Olga? You're able to stand up and push your opponents away, or are you getting bullied off the ball?
Bullied a little bit. I mean, I've dropped an anchor on her, and I think that gives her that little bit of a strength boost. It is difficult, if you get against a Rafael Leao and cards like that do have that bit of extra physical presence. It can be tricky, but I think she holds her own. Again, maybe it's because I've been using Enrique, but I've not noticed a problem. Again, the pace, especially when she's boosted up to an 86, and then with an anchor on her, it's absolutely fine by me. The technical play style that she's got as well helps her kind of dribble around, and she's got the intercept trait as well.
She's got 86 strength with an anchor, which is brilliant. And this is not even the evolved one. Oh my goodness! Yeah, all right. She's Yeah, I like these stats.
Yeah, and for
It's good.
20k, a very good left back to have. So I'll rotate her in. I said Enrique wasn't letting me down particularly, but I think it's that little bit of an upgrade for me. We will roll on to formation and review to close out the show, but let's dig into the mailbag. We're going to start with the main man himself, the head of foot coaching, John. He asks, why are contracts still in the game? And if they are just to fill up packs, can't I just apply all to my team to bump them to 99 and don't think about it for a while, like in the NHL games? Also, hashtag bin the points. Definitely agree with hashtag bin the points. Contract Shaq, just
I completely agree with
time
him.
sink, aren't they?
It's completely a waste of time. I just wish there was a contract card that just gives contracts to all 11 players or all 18 players in your squad, including the reserves. It's just a waste of time. It's a complete pack filler that even doesn't solve anything. We got away with fitness cards, so I don't really understand why we need contract cards. It just doesn't make sense. We don't need it.
Yeah,
But yeah, it's still here.
Yeah, those fitness cards, yeah, because you used to have the individual fitness cards, then you did have the squad fitness cards as well. They should probably do so with contracts. Like, it's weird to think that your manager actually impacts how many games get added to your contract as well. It's one of those little things that they never explain, but it's so irrelevant that it doesn't even matter. It's just a way to keep you in the menus a little bit longer, and an archaic thing that I'm sure they will get rid of soon. And the second question comes in from Adam. He says, gents, have I gotten worse this year, or have the easy games almost been totally eradicated? And also, say that team quality is more important this year than do you lads say that team quality this year is more important than ever before? Not sure if it's the impact of play styles. And finally, is this the most mentally draining FIFA we've ever had when playing extremely competitive games? P.S. That's a lot, so don't worry if you guys don't have time to get through it all. Well, let's bite off the first thing. I think we kind of hinted at this at the very top of the show, Shaq. The casuals are dropping off on this game, aren't they?
Absolutely. I haven't had this particular weekend league. I don't think I had a single easy game. Every single game was hard fought, and even qualifying wasn't easy. Like, I do remember there was a time I don't expect to qualify straight away with 8-2s. I don't expect that. But I used to love playing qualifying. Right now, I sweat in qualifying. I get to weekend league, I sweat in weekend league. I think I messaged you over the weekend. I don't think I'm going to get 6 wins. I don't think I'm going to get 9 wins. It's just one of those where you're just sweating every single result. And I don't remember it being this hard. And my team's not bad. My team's pretty good. And I think I'm an average to okay player. So it's really hard. I think it's gotten really hard this year. I can't see a single casual. I can't remember the last time I had a breezy game where I could just do whatever I wanted.
Yeah, I don't think it's a coincidence that we've just seen that Foot Champs bonus point objective has come out this week. I imagine that's probably in response to EA have probably looked at the numbers of people playing weekend league or even going through qualifiers and are sitting there going, oh, that's not looking good, because otherwise it's just a really strange objective to release. I can't remember having one at this stage. So yeah, I do think that these games are largely out there. It's a very experienced fan base now. The game obviously surged in popularity over, around FIFA 19, 20, 21, Shaq.
Yep,
And
pretty
now
much.
the people that were new to the game then, like myself, we're now in our third or fourth game cycle, and they've not massively changed the game. So it's a case of the people that are, of course, you'll have new people coming in from the bottom, younger people picking up the game for the first time, and older people that don't, people of any age that don't have as much time to play the game. But yeah, it is tricky.
One of the things as well, I know you spoke about younger people joining the game. Out of the box, I don't think the game's really simple to just click and play. It's not that simple. It's a little bit more nuanced and complicated than that. So I think it might be driving some of the new people. I mean, they might just come in, open a few packs and think, this is just too complicated for me. Because I know I have seasoned people like who've been playing for ages, who still are confused with all these evolutions and things, who don't really check on social media. They don't really know what's going on. They just go into the game and think, what the hell is this? So I think it's not really a simple game that you can get a lot of casual base to build up a lot of casual base. But I think a lot of people like us are dropping off in the sense there's other things to do. It's getting really, as Adams pointed out, each game is really taxing on the mind. So I think a lot of people are just thinking, I can't just go to work and come back and work again and concentrate to play a game.
Yeah, and this is the big point about the 71 depth, and I know the guys had a big talk about this, and John's been very vocal at that. Look, there are ways to beat this, and I agree. There are 100% ways to beat this 71 press, but it is draining, and it isn't fun to be having to constantly switch your plan. And look, if you are a very good player, of course you can play through the middle, and that and Adam mentions about the quality of teams as well. If you've got a very good team as well, it makes it easier. But for the majority of players, they don't want to be switching the play from side to side. They don't want to be having to use their goalkeeper. They don't want to be having to sit there with this rush of players, this three to 6 man rush on them every time they got the ball, because that's just not fun. It's like if you were playing, Warzone, and instead of you picking your moment to try and get into an engagement, you had 3 people running at you from all sides, gunning at you, and there'll be ways for you to deal with that, but it's not a very relaxing experience, and it's very intimidating, especially if you've had that maybe 2 or 3 games in a row. You're going to think twice about powering on again, because you're like, that's not what I want to play. Yeah, I can beat it, but it's So
Exactly.
just finishing off, do you think team quality is more important than ever before?
100%, 100%. I think I sent you some rage texts last qualifying when I was playing against Eusebius and Hullets and Mbappe in back-to-back games, and oh my goodness, those cards are insane. I don't know. I think Nishant mentioned that he gets every single game that he plays, wherever in his region, he always gets OP teams. I don't know how he deals with it. I struggle to deal with it. I think some, like these talked about the middle, I couldn't get past the middle with cards like Hullet. Eusebio was really hard to deal with. Mbappe is, you just think you have him, and he just comes out of nowhere and just scores. And no wonder he's 2.9 million, because that card's a complete cheat code. So, these cards are just ridiculous. These cards are absolutely ridiculous. This year especially, if you have the better team wins. 100%. I think there's very few opportunities where the better team doesn't win in this game. I mean, look, unless you're an exceptional player, sure, you can overcome those teams. I've lost to really gold teams in weekend league, and when you see a gold team, this guy is serious. So,
yeah. No, I'm going to shy away from it. Having Eto has been a massive boost to me. The amount of jam that guy gets, and his positioning and his just all-round game helps me massively. Guys saying in the chat, Carl says, champ's very hard for me these days, usually a comfortable 11 to 14 win player. I'm just getting to 11 this season. And Adam, who's listening live as well as submitting a question to Mailbag, says, I was getting 14 pretty easily last year and fairly often 17 plus. I've scraped 14 twice. It's taken everything. Seems to get 7 to 9 wins easy and then lose 5 or 6 in a row, then win my way home. It is difficult. It is really difficult. And for those of you struggling out there, again, very much encourage you to look at all the tips and advice that we're giving you over on the socials, of course, in the Discord as well. There are ways to beat it. There are ways to enjoy this game. And that's why I'm sort of stressing things like evolutions. And also, I know people don't like playing squad battles, but I think squad battles are, if you are just after a casual football simulation without the competitiveness and you want to score some fun goals and try out cards and stuff, 4-minute halves, it's the way to go. It's not the way we should do. The game modes need formatting, copyright inception. But that's just what it is. But look, we have been on air now for about 47 minutes. Let's very, very quickly, Shaq, let's get to formation in review. And I know you want to talk about the 3-4-2-1.
Yes, so this is formation. So I've upgraded from being a 5-back rat. So I was playing the 5-3-2, and then I switched to the 3-4-2-1. And so I think it was credit to the Foot Pirate on X, and I just found his tactic, and believe it or not, Inception picked it up and did a review on it, and I thought, this could probably work with the cards I had on play. And yeah, the formation was so much fun. It was a lot of fun just having having Son on the left center forward and Salah on the right center forward. Unfortunately, those finesse plus technical play, the finesse plus play style, it's just goal after goal after goal. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that formation. I think if you can get over the fact that you're playing with 3 center backs and you're actually playing your full backs in the LM and RM position, hey, it's a really fun formation if you give it a shot. And I think one of the things of these 5 backs, the 5 backs and the 3 backs, is you can get that switch across the switch that we spoke about with the high depth. You can switch the ball easily and just convert those defense into attack pretty quickly. That's what I like about these 3-backs and 5-backs. And this particular one, you're passing it to your fullback who's pretty much ready to go. And he's got the right centre forward, the left centre forward just ready to pass and, to the finesse plus. So it's a fantastic formation. Have a look at it. Look at it on Inception's channel as well. I think, it was pretty good fun. I think some of the other boys in the Discord have tried it as well, and it was really good.
So any major drawbacks?
The drawbacks is just getting used to the 3-back, I think, and also if you need certain type of players, you need to have the finesse plus. If you don't have the finesse plus, you're just missing the main part of the formation in my books, at least, because you're getting the ball. You before you get overloaded, you can just go ahead and try to take those finesse shots straight away with Salah or Son, and you need specific kind of players. Even like the striker, if you can get a striker with a finesse plus, you're good as gold. If you get a striker that can actually pass, that makes it even better. If you get the centre backs, the wide centre backs, I would get really fast ones, no slouchy, slow ones. You need to get a really fast centre back. If you have a Blanc, play him in the middle. Don't play him on the sides. Yeah, those sorts of things.
Excellent. We'll go and check it out if you so dare. Right, it does wrap up the show. I did want to get in. We don't want an extra question from Talking Foot John, who joined me, of course, for last week's show. He says, how do you stop screaming at the screen? F this, F you, effing come on. What is this effing S, effing C, effing learn to defend, effing arg? Asking for a friend. John, I don't have the answer to that because I think the things my Alexa have probably heard from me as I've been sat there playing the game on my own are definitely not PG and definitely not make the air. I think you just have to... The best advice for anything in life, Shaq, if you don't laugh, you cry.
Exactly.
And on that note, let's wrap this up. Now, loads of good things going on, of course, with the show and the Discord. We've got our Friendly Cup going. The first edition we're running, it's since loads of people putting their games in. It's a great way to just escape the grind. It's just playing mates, having a laugh. Great way to get involved in that. Of course, you saw the special bonus show that we released. We're going back to Crete in May. Fantastic offer for our Patreons. Great opportunity to go there. Check out the show with Marios, John, and Chris. Again, you can catch it on YouTube and on the feed. Great opportunity for simply joining the Discord. I'm hoping to be there. I still need to get my permission slip from the powers that be in my house, but I'm doing my best to be there. And also, of course, again, if you do want help with the game, footcoaching.com, place to go for, getting dedicated one-on-one coaching to improve your game. Loads of other good bits and pieces. Shaq, where can people follow you on social media?
Shaq Attack 6285 on X and Shaq Attack on Discord. Just come and reach out, whatever questions you have.
Yeah, I'm at Wimby and also at Wimby86 on Twitter. You can follow my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Wimby86. I don't really stream very much, about once or twice a month at the moment. While I've got ongoing parental woes to deal with, but hopefully I might pick up a bit more in the next few months. So your support is very much appreciated. Thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers. Thank you to everyone submitting questions into the show. Thanks to everyone who's joined, follow us on social media as well. We'll be back with a show later in the week dealing with the new promo, of which I'm not really sure what it's going to be. But in the meantime, one last thing to do, Shaq.
Drop it.
We're going to drop it.
Drop it.
F-U.
T.
F-U.
T.
F-F-F-U.
T.
F-U. T.
T.
T. Interview. F-U.
T.